Have you ever caught yourself missing someone who treated you badly and thought, wait, what is wrong with me? I mean, this is the same person who ignored your messages, the same person who made you doubt yourself, the same person who left you confused, hurt, maybe even crying at 2 a.m. And yet, you still miss them. You miss their voice. You miss their laugh. You miss the good morning texts that weren't even that consistent. Why? Why does the brain say, that hurt, but the heart whispers, yeah, but I still want them? Today, we're talking about something most people feel, but almost nobody admits. Why we miss people who hurt us. And trust me, it's not because you're weak, desperate, or addicted to pain. There's a deeper reason. Actually, there are several. First, let's talk about something uncomfortable. We don't just miss people. We miss the version of them we believed in. Think about it. When you met them, you didn't see the red flags. You saw potential. You saw the late-night deep talks. You saw the sweet moments. You saw who they could be. Your brain created a highlight reel. And guess what? When they leave, your mind doesn't replay the fights. It doesn't replay the disrespect. It replays the beach day, the inside jokes, that one random hug that felt safe. It's like your brain is running a romantic trailer, but conveniently skipping the horror scenes. Memory is selective. Pain fades faster than emotional attachment. That's reason number one. Reason number two, familiarity feels like safety, even if it wasn't healthy. Even if it was chaotic, even if every week felt like an emotional roller coaster designed by someone who hates stability, your brain still says, but I know this person. Humans are weird like that. We would rather choose a familiar pain than an unfamiliar peace. At least with them, you knew what to expect. You knew their argument. You knew their moods. You knew how to calm them down. Now, it's silence. And silence feels scarier than drama. It's like quitting junk food. You know it's bad for you. You know it makes you feel terrible afterward. But at 11 p.m., your brain says, just one more. Not because it's good, because it's familiar. Now here's something even deeper. When someone hurts us, but occasionally shows love, our brain gets confused. It's called emotional inconsistency. One day they're distant, the next day they're sweet. One day they ignore you, the next day they say, I miss you. And your brain? It becomes hooked on the unpredictability. Because unpredictable rewards are powerful. Think about social media notifications. You don't know when you'll get a like. That's why you keep checking. It's the same pattern. When someone is loving sometimes and cold other times, your brain keeps waiting for the good version to come back. You're not missing the person who hurt you. You're missing the moments when they didn't. That difference matters. Now, let's talk about ego. Yeah, your ego is involved too. When someone leaves or mistreats you, it creates an unfinished story in your head. You want closure. You want them to understand you. You want them to realize what they lost. Sometimes you don't even miss them. You miss the validation you never got. You miss the apology that never came. You miss the effort they promised but didn't deliver. Your brain hates unfinished business. It wants resolution. And when it doesn't get it, it keeps replaying the relationship like a Netflix show that ended without a final episode. You're not crazy. You just don't like unanswered questions. Now, here's the part nobody talks about. Sometimes we miss people who hurt us because they became part of our identity. You shared routines. You shared habits. You shared daily conversations. You used to tell them about your day. Now, when something funny happens, your hand reaches for your phone. And then you remember, they're not there. It's not just losing a person. It's losing a version of yourself that existed with them. That hurts in a different way. And let's be honest, loneliness plays a role too. When you're alone, your mind romanticizes the past. You forget how stressed you were. You forget how anxious you felt waiting for replies. You just remember the comfort. It's like forgetting how bad a headache was and only remembering that the room was quiet and someone was sitting next to you. Loneliness edits memories. And here's another truth. Attachment doesn't disappear the moment respect does. Feelings don't follow logic. If they did, nobody would eat fast food, text their ex, or stay up watching just one more episode. The heart and the brain operate on different systems. Your brain says, they hurt you. Your heart says, but they were mine. And breaking that attachment takes time. Not because you're weak, because your nervous system got used to them. Used to their voice, used to their presence, used to the emotional pattern. When it's suddenly gone, your system feels withdrawal. Yes, withdrawal. Not from the person exactly, but from the emotional connection. That's why sometimes you miss them, even when you know you deserve better. And here's something powerful. Missing someone does not mean you should go back to them. You can miss a person and still recognize they weren't good for you. You can love someone and still understand they weren't capable of loving you the right way. Both can be true. And this is where growth begins. Instead of asking, why do I miss them? Try asking, what part of me felt safe with them? Was it attention? Validation? Company? The feeling of being chosen? When you identify that, you stop chasing the person and start healing the need. Maybe you miss feeling wanted. Maybe you miss having someone to talk to at night. Maybe you miss the idea of not being alone. That's human. But here's the twist. The same brain that got attached can also reattach to healthier people, to peaceful environments, to self-respect. Right now, it feels like they were special. But special often just means familiar and intense. Peaceful love can feel boring at first because it doesn't come with chaos. And when you've been used to chaos, calm feels strange. But calm is safe, and safe is what your heart actually needs. So, if you're missing someone who hurt you, don't shame yourself. Don't call yourself stupid. Don't text them at 1 a.m. just because your brain is playing the highlight reel again. Instead, pause. Ask yourself, am I missing them, or am I missing how I felt when things were good? There's a difference, and that difference can save you from repeating the same story. You're not broken. You're human. You bonded. You hoped. You cared. And now you're healing. And healing sometimes feels like missing someone who doesn't deserve access to you anymore. But one day, you'll look back and realize you didn't miss them. You missed the version of yourself that believed in them. And the beautiful part? That version of you still exists, just wiser now.